put your booty. Music video. Oh no. Hey guys, this is Worship, and also back from the video. Hope everybody's having a good time here. Hope everybody's having a good time. So you can this video of this YouTuber gonna tell us what's going on, and yeah.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here, or Luna, and in today's story time, I'm telling you about one of the most fucked up hackers I've ever ran into, okay? I've ran into a lot of hackers, but a few months back, this guy really fucked me up for a bit, okay? So, a few months back, I'm hanging out with some friends online, just playing some CSGO. I get into this game, okay? And I'm against the other team, obviously, and we're playing competitive. And I don't really talk shit much, but when someone provokes me, I get really toxic. And of course, this fucking kid on the enemy team, with his stupid name, I don't even want to say his name, because you guys might go look him up, but he had this really, like, ironic name, this stupid meme is his photo. It's like, hey Luna, your YouTube videos fucking suck. And usually I just laugh at shit like this, and I did at first. I laughed and I replied, and I'm like, yeah man, these videos are trash. He's like, yeah, you're Luna, your videos are trash. And I was trying to like play a joke. He's just like, no, like seriously, like, you fucking suck. Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here, or Luna. Now in today's story, I'm telling you guys about something that I've never really talked about before. So, I might have mentioned this maybe once or twice, but when I was younger, I always thought I was so cool online. Like for some reason, when I was like between the age of probably like I'd say 12 and 15, I always wanted to be like some cool like scary hacker nerd online. I thought that was a cool persona to have, like a scary hacker. So I acted like I knew shit, and I would talk shit to people online and be like, yeah, don't talk shit to me or I'll hack your account. But I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything deep down, okay? And you know what they'd say? I'd get into some Gears of War game, and my voice was like higher than Wiz Khalifa, and everyone would make fun of me for it. And I'd tell them to shut the fuck up and stop telling me that they had sex with my mom or else I'd hack them. And they'd be like, nah, shut up, I still fucked your mom. And then they'd be like, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna hack me? And then of course, I was harmless, and I couldn't hack anybody because I had no idea how. And I wasn't about that life, so I just had to sit there and just be shit-talked. So anyway, now that that's over with, okay, on to the story. Around this period where I thought I was like some cool, spooky hacker, I did something that was really fucking stupid when I was like 14, okay? So in middle school, in English class for like 2 weeks, we were up in the library working on a project, and all the project was is after we read a book, we had to like try and put ourselves in the character's shoes and like make a slideshow about what we would do if we were that character. So I was up there, and of course, being me, I was dicking around completely and barely working on it. Like, I remember specifically at one point throughout the week, my teacher would walk by and like do a scan of everyone's computer screens, like look at everyone's screen and make sure they're on task. And I waited until she got close to me, and I opened up Microsoft PowerPoint really quick, or whatever the fuck it's called, to make slideshows. And I just pasted the word mayonnaise like 400 times. That way she'd think I was like writing a bunch of stuff and doing my project. And yeah, she walked by and she was like, good job, Austin, keep going. And it's just like, how fucking bad are you at your job? Like, literally, you're an English teacher and you didn't even read. So, yeah, I did that a couple times actually in other classes too, and usually it would always work. But anyway, she walked by and thought I was doing my project, and right after she walked away, I just went back to looking on Twitter and just looking at random memes and stuff on the internet, being an idiot. And towards the end of the class, I ended up getting up and going to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, took way longer than I needed to because I just didn't want to be in class. And I got back to the library right as the bell was ringing, so people were leaving. So I walk over to my computer, I log it off, I close everything out, and I grab my backpack, and I just basically get all my stuff. And I realize like almost everyone's pretty much gone, including the teacher, and she left her computer logged on. Now the way our computers were set up was students got a student account to sign into, and teachers and staff and stuff got an admin account. And with an admin account, you can access any website you want that's blocked by the school usually for students. You can look at other students' projects and stuff like that, and basically you just do whatever the fuck you wanted. So I go over to her computer because pretty much everyone's gone at this point, besides like 2 of my friends, and they start laughing because they see me sit down and they know I'm up to something. And I'm like, hold on, be quiet. And I open her files and I click on the student drive. And the student drive is where everything is. It's basically just files on files of people's projects and stuff like that that they work on the computers. So I open up our classroom's file and I was looking at all the folders with students' names on it, and it's pretty much all their projects and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a hacker. I'm gonna go into all their stuff and put hacked by a fake name and put funny photos all over their projects. So I did. My dumbass literally went through every single student's PowerPoint that we were working on in our class, including my own, even though I had like nothing done. And I put on every single project a bunch of stupid memes, like the most unfunny things you could think of. For example, I put the fucking Doge on people's projects. Like I just plastered the Doge photo all over it. Yeah, the Doge. You know that meme from like 6 years ago that wasn't really that funny at all? It was just a dog smiling. Don't get me wrong, that dog is dope as shit. But like, that just goes to show how immature I was back then. I thought it was funny to put hacked and put Doges all over people's projects. Yeah, Doge memes. That was my brain when I was 14. But yeah, and that's not even the worst part. I couldn't think of a good fake name to use, like a good hacker name. So I put hacked by the Muffin Man on every single one. The fucking Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. That's not even fun.
That's so ridiculous. Oh, freaking.
Funny. Or like cool. How does that sound badass? Yeah, I'm the Muffin Man, bro. I hack people. Yeah, I hack people. I'm the Muffin Man. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But I do this, and all my friends are laughing their asses off, and I'm laughing. And I go through everyone's PowerPoint and do it. And I log off, and I just think I'm so cool, because I'm like, yeah, tomorrow when we come in, everyone's projects get open, they're all going to be so confused, including the teacher. Because the teacher had like a sample project she was using that she made herself, and I did that one too. So the next day when she'd have to pull up her like example onto the big TV in the library, everyone would see the Doge and the hacked by the Muffin Man thing. And I just thought it was so funny, right? Like so cool. Even though I literally did no hacking whatsoever. Like my teacher literally just left on her computer and I went over to it and opened up people's projects. So yeah, after this, I logged off her computer and I left and went to my next class. And then I just went on with my day. Then the next day came along, and this is where it gets interesting. I go to the class, English, and I get in first because I want to see everyone's reaction. So I was the first person in the classroom besides my teacher, and that already looks suspicious enough. Like I was never first to class. I was always either last or like second to last. So I sit down at my station and I log on and I just start looking at Twitter and I'm waiting for people to come in. And my teacher was just situating some papers on the front desk and not even logged onto the computer yet, so she didn't even know yet. And then everyone starts coming in, and she gets on her computer and logs on and pulls up like the example project or whatever and drags it onto the front big TV thing. And immediately I just see the giant Doge head with words under it written in Times New Roman font that says, hacked by the Muffin Man. She looks so confused and just doesn't say anything. And people start logging on their computers and they're all seeing it too. And they're all just like, what? Like, what is this on my project? Like, who's the Muffin Man? Why is there a Doge on my front screen? And my teacher deletes the Doge photo off her example project and she deletes the text and she leaves it up on the screen how it was before. And she yells out to the class, she's like, guys, this isn't funny. Did any of you guys do this? And no one says anything. And I'm just sitting there with that smirk on my face. I'm like, yeah, I'm so badass, like, totally trolled her. And then she just goes, well, okay, maybe none of you did do it, but we'll figure it out. Just continue working on your projects, delete anything out of the ordinary that wasn't there before. And yeah, everyone just continues on their projects and deletes the photos of the Doges and the text, and everything was pretty much back to normal. And I'm just sitting there smirking like, yeah, I totally showed them, like, I'm so badass, that was so cool. And my friends were laughing too. But deep down, I kind of knew, like, I'm a total fucking dork for that. Like, that was not funny at all. I literally put some corny-ass meme on people's projects, and they just deleted it with one hit of the key, and no one even cared. But this story picks up, don't worry. I know some of you might be sitting there thinking, like, what is this story? Like, this isn't even funny, dude. Come on, like, Doge memes? Oh, give it a minute. Just wait. It gets better. So, after this, the day went on pretty normal. I ended up going home, played some Xbox, fell asleep early. And then the next day came along, okay? And when I walked into school, I went to my first period, and I sat down, and immediately I hear the announcements come on and call me up to the office. And I knew I was fucked. I was like, great, I got caught. There's no way they're calling me up to the office for anything other than catching me for messing with people's projects the other day. And I was like, oh no, like, oh no. So I go up there to the office, I walk in, I check in, and I'm waiting. and my principal comes out, and she's like, hey, Austin, come into my office. And I follow her in, and I see my teacher there, my English teacher, and my principal sits down, and they're both just looking at me. And I'm like, okay, yep, I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. Now I really know I'm fucked. So I sit down, and my teacher looks at me, and she's like, Austin, what did you do yesterday? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no, come on, don't play dumb. Like, we know what you did. We looked over the library security cameras today, and we saw you go in there and go on my computer and alter students' projects. I was like, okay, look, I'm sorry. I thought it'd be a funny joke. It wasn't. I'm sorry. And the principal was just like, yeah, well, we don't take that lightly here. So you have 2 days of ISS now. And what ISS is just in-school suspension. So for the next 2 days, I'd have to go to a and just sit there the whole day until the bell rang. So from start to finish, I just have to sit in detention, basically. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fair. She's like, all right, go there now. So I went and started my first day. And it was the most unlucky fucking thing in my life, because not only did I just try and, like, be some fucking cool guy that pulled a prank on all the students, and it failed, but then something else happened. It was, like, the unluckiest day of my life. So I go to the ISS room after this, and the ISS room is literally just, like, straight up just all the bad kids in one room with one security guard. And, like, obviously some people in there aren't bad, but, like, a lot of the times the kids that are in ISS are kids that get, like, into fights or caught smoking, you know, things that are worth getting put in suspension for. But for me, I honestly thought they went a little too hard. I thought maybe 1 day would be better, but 2, whatever, I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it. So I went to ISS, I sit down in the back of the room, and these 2 kids get walked in right after me that were just caught in the bathroom about to fight. And I don't know how they caught them. I guess they like went in there with a bunch of people, and one of the staff members saw it, and they were suspicious because a bunch of people were going into one bathroom, and they called security. So these 2 kids come in right next to each other who were just about to fight each other. So clearly they don't like each other. So I don't know why my school thought it was a good idea to put them in the same fucking room. But they sit them down in desks that are almost right next to each other. And the whole like first hour of being there, they're staring at each other. Like they're just staring at each other and mouthing like words to each other that don't seem nice. And I'm just like, oh, is there about to be a fight? Like, is there really about to be a fight? Like, I really hope so, because this room is boring as fuck. And sure enough, after like an hour and a half, my wish was fucking granted. One of the kids yelled out at the other one, was like, yo, stop fucking staring at me. And the dude he said that to stood up and was just like, I'm staring at you because I can't figure out why you're so fucking ugly. And then the other dude stands up and goes to walk over to him and get in his face. And the security guard tries to stand up and stop this. And of course, the one security guard that's in the room with us, to like make sure everything's under control, is like a 5-foot old lady who's only good for patrolling the hallways and handing out hall passes. So you damn well know if 2 teenage boys get into a fight, this lady is not going to be able to stop it. So they get in each other's faces and they start screaming at each other and talking shit, starting to push each other. And the lady goes over there and tries to stop it, but because she's like way shorter than them and just like not as strong, she can't really like split them up. And then sure enough, one swings and the fight just breaks out and they start beating on each other. And the lady's trying to stop it, but it's just failing and she can't. Stop it. So I stand up and I'm like, alright, what the fuck? Like, what is going on right now? And this girl that was in ISS with me, she stood up too and she's like, I'm out of here. And she opens the door and walks out just in the middle of everything going on. And I'm like, wow, she really just dipped on this whole situation. So I go to run over to the door and open it and like yell out for help, for like a teacher to come help and try and stop this. And as I was going over to the door, one of the guys ran at the other one and tried to tackle him. And they both were like kind of hugging each other and like moving really quick, and they bumped into me and fucking sent me flying down over a chair, and it hurt so bad. Like, imagine getting your shins smashed into a chair and then tripping over the chair and landing on your shoulder. It hurts so fucking bad. And I'm like, dude. And I got up and I fucking threw a chair at one of them, so I was so pissed. And I was just like, dude, fuck these kids. So I walked out of the room and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I do not deserve to be in a room with that kind of shit going on. But of course I'm not gonna ditch that lady in there, that security guard that was dealing with that. Like, I felt bad for her still. So I yelled out for some help. I got a teacher across the hallway to come and help. And he went in there and helped break up the fight. And he was like an actual, like, pretty big dude. And he was fairly young. And he was able to stop that shit real quick and got in the middle of them. But after that, I didn't return. I was like, fuck that. The security guard was like, hey, sir, you have to come back in here. Like, you're an ISS. And I was like, no. Like, fuck that. She's like, you can't just leave. And I was like, no, I'm leaving. And she's like, you can't. And I was like, no, watch me. And I went downstairs and I went out one of the front doors. I was like, I'm not dealing with that. Like, call my parents, call whoever you want, tell them what I did. Like, I don't fucking care. That is not cool. I'm not about to sit in a room where motherfuckers are beating on each other and sending me over chairs and shit. Like, I'm not doing it. So anyway, I walked out of school, went to this place across the street, got a burger, ate lunch, and sure enough, my mom calls me. She starts freaking out, wondering where I am. She told me that the school called her and told her that I left school. And they also called her earlier in the day and told her that I was suspended for what I did. So this was like the second call of the day she got from them. So she was really mad at me. And I pretty much just told her everything that happened. I was like, yeah, I was in the suspension room. A fight broke out between these two guys, and I got knocked over in the middle of it. I got angry and I left. And she's like, all right, I'll be right there. And she drove over to where I was getting food. She picked me up and then brought me right back to the school and sat down in the principal's office with me and my principal and had a meeting with us. And she wanted to know everything that happened. So my principal told her, she's like, yeah, he got in trouble. We put him in ISS. And while he was there, a fight broke out and we took care of it. Our security had it very under control, and then your son decided to be careless and just throw a chair and add to the situation and then storm out. And I was like, okay, look, you're lying right now. Because first of all, you didn't have it under control. You had a lady in there who was not fit for the situation at all. She could not stop this fight. And you had two muscular dudes fighting who were much more powerful than her. So you didn't have it under control. And also, why would you put two dudes who don't like each other and we're gonna fight in the first place in the same room? Like, how brain dead is whoever made that decision? And she's like, I don't really like your attitude right now. And I was like, I don't care. I don't like the fact that you guys got me hurt. And I don't like that you're lying right now because you completely left out the part of the story where the guy ran at the other guy and tried to knock him over and I got knocked over. So now please explain to my mom that part of the story that you left out. And she's like, okay, look, Austin did get knocked over, but he seems okay, and it still wasn't right of him to throw the chair. And my mom went like full teacher on these people because my mom used to be like a tutor and like a teacher for the schools. So like she knows how the system works and like how everything should run. And she's like, yeah, you're right. My son throwing the chair is very immature and I don't agree with that at all. But this could have all been avoided. Like, why would you put two students who were fighting in the same room and think that would fix it, especially in an understaffed room? Like, that's highly unprofessional, and I blame you guys for all this happening. And the principal just does the whole, I understand your frustration, but at the end of the day, all the students broke rules, and they will all be punished for it. And my mom's like, okay, what do you have in mind? She's like, I think your son should have 2 more days of suspension. In school, that is. And my mom's just like, how about you make it out of school instead? And the principal's like, what do you mean? And she's like, because I'm not going to take my son in to have him sit in a room again where he feels not safe and where he's learning practically nothing. Like, if you're going to put kids in a room for the whole 6-hour day to punish them, teach them things while you're at it. This is a school. Do your jobs. If you're going to make my son sit in a room for 6 hours and do nothing and be at risk of another fight breaking out, I'd rather have him at home playing his video games or something. And that's when my face lit up. I was like, oh, I'll stay home and play video games. Like, fuck yeah. Like, I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. And the principal was just, like, so lost for words. And she's just like, okay, I think we could just do 1 day. And then my mom's like, no, like, either out of school or let him just go back to classes because I'm not going to have him sit here and waste his time. And my principal was just like, okay, fine. 1 day out of school suspension will be Austin's punishment. And my mom's like, great, that's perfect. And the meeting was pretty much over. We went home. The next day, I didn't go to school because I was suspended. And I stayed home the whole day playing Halo 3 custom games. And it was a lot of fun. And it was really cool my mom to understand that, like, it was a pretty shitty situation for me. Like, yeah, it was wrong of me to get angry and, like, throw a chair out of anger, but, like, it's also pretty bullshit that I got, like, purposely thrown into the equation because, like, these dudes just have no aware of their surroundings and decided to start fighting in the middle of the classroom. But that's pretty much the end of the story. A very, very...
Okay, guys, I gotta say, oh, wow. Dude, I gotta say that was freaking funny. Like, a dog? Seriously, dude? You could think of anything like a dog. I gotta say, dude, nice joke, dude. Nice joke. The YouTuber, nice joke. Hope you had fun in this video. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hope you guys liked this video. If you want to watch more videos, push that notification bell button, push the comment button, comment below what type of videos you want me to do more often, and I will do a lot, baby girl. Or boy. So I'll see you guys all next time, and peace.